Hi, Erik. Thanks for being here. Love you.
Erik says, hi, hello.
Hi, hello. Okay, so could Erik, could you please get Lord Muruga?
Before we begin, Gita, my viewers always ask me to please introduce the interviewer.
Oh,
so,
okay.
In short, if you could maybe tell about yourself, who you are and what you do and why in the first place we are doing these videos.
Okay, so my name is Gita Ponnuchamy, a retired professor of English / school principal. People might be wondering what I'm doing here in this arena. Well, I've always believed that I'm a spirit in a physical body. So I've always been drawn to all things spiritual. And I've always known that we can't possibly have all these demigods, whom we call demigods, who, well, people believe that they are gods, but I've always believed that they are demigods, meaning half divine and half human. So I've always been curious about these demigods, namely Shiva, Shakti, Ganesh, Muruga, Vishnu, and others. So now that I've come to know through channeling Erik, and now that I've come to find lovely Vinod again through channeling Erik, I have grabbed this opportunity to call in the souls of my favorite demigods, deities, and to interview them to help myself and my friends understand them better. So please meet lovely Vinod, our psychic medium, who's going to be channeling Erik. Lovely Vinod will introduce herself if you don't know her already. I'm sure you do. And you can contact her at thelovelylife.in. Correct, lovely?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Geeta. I always get these comments. Who is this lovely interviewer? So good that you have talked about yourself.
Okay.
And by the way, this is me. I am a psychic medium. And I also channel light language. I channel everything from the light, spirits who have crossed over, loved ones who have crossed over, spirit guides, aliens, angels. So yeah, basically everything from the light. And I am clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, and claircognizant. So that's how I work. And I do a little bit of automatic writing as well. So let's bring in Muruga. That's the god that we are going to channel today, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so I will try to exactly let you know how what the image I'm getting right now. So I'm seeing this child, 10-year-old child,
okay,
who is dressed up in an Indian outfit, which is like a dhoti.
Okay.
Dhoti pants. Indians know what that is. And he is not wearing a shirt up, but he has they have a thread, right? The Brahmins.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And a very, for loss of a better word, a chubby looking child.
So sweet.
So that's how Muruga is coming forth, like a 10-year-old, and he has this bag of his. It's like a fabric cloth bag, which is interesting. It's almost like he's going on a on a tour, like a long voyage or something.
Where is he off to?
Let me see. And he's smiling at us, and he's almost like this very and if you ask me what kind of energy, so it's like a curious energy, you know. So I'm getting a lot of curiosity, very childlike, very inquisitive kind of energy. I'm asking where is he off to, so he's smiling. He says not one place.
Oh.
It's almost like, and he has a certain number of books also.
Oh.
So that's making me feel like he's all about wisdom and acquiring knowledge.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how Lord Muruga is depicted, but that's what he is giving me right now. And I'm saying a he because I can see a boy.
What books is he carrying actually?
He's showing me one of those books, which is interesting. One is poetry.
Okay. Tamil poetry? Tamil
sorry?
poetry? Tamil?
He says all sorts of languages, and he's saying fables, like short stories.
Okay.
And he's actually showing me a few things which he notes down, you know, like as he visits places. I don't know if he writes stories but something to note down. So he has like a writing pad, like an old kind of writing pad.
Okay.
And a few books with him.
A
So
tablet, a black tablet.
Very beautiful image.
A black tablet.
Yeah, now he's almost like putting them back inside his back. So yeah, that's all I'm getting. He's not like, telling me more about books that he has.
Really? Because this is not the typical image one has of Muruga. We have him standing with a peacock beside him and a spear. This is a spear, holding a spear, you know? So that's the usual image we have of him. So would he consider himself a demigod as people worship him? Does he know that Tamil-speaking communities worldwide worship him? Bless you, bless you.
He's actually saying, don't call me God, because I don't know why. He's saying God is a very, the way people, okay, so he's giving me a lot. He says the way people, that is the physical, people in, like humans in physical reality, the way they use the term God is very restricting.
Okay.
You know, like when we say source, so it's a vast, bigger feeling.
Yes.
Not that God is restricting the term, it's equal to source, or it's just one term or name given, but he's specifically saying, so don't call me God, because when you say God, you are restricting me, or, you know, my energy.
Okay.
He would rather, he says he would rather be an observer, he says, or learner, or voyager. Those are the terms he's giving me, which is very interesting.
Indeed, indeed. But is he aware of the fact that people, Tamil-speaking communities in Singapore, Malaysia, and of course all over Tamil Nadu, they celebrate him as a deity, and then they do so many different types of penances, like poking their cheeks with the spear, or piercing their tongues with the spear and stuff like that.
I didn't know. I've seen those things in videos, but I didn't know that was related to Lord Muruga.
They are.
So, yeah, so he's like smiling. So he's like, people have given me all sorts of interesting names, and they've done a lot of interesting things around me, which was never called for.
How does that help the people? It's just their faith in you, which helps them to get granted whatever it is that they've been asking from you. Is it just their faith?
He's absolutely denying the fact that he ever asked for sacrifices. But he's almost, he's saying And he's showing a group of people behind him now, like as he's going into his voyage, his business. It's almost like there are a group of people who are following him
Followers.
wherever they go. So, they would be maybe later on that now he's showing me his child self. So
Okay.
as he grows, maybe they would be the people who would depict him in stories or fables or, in mythology, how it came out. But he says the, 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 the magic got lost is what he's giving.
Okay, all right.
It
I get
rather
it.
became about giving and taking, like you give me your blood or sacrifice, then I would give. It was never about that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's never about that. Yeah, it's just people who like to deify people with certain powers. Did he really have any? Did he perform miracles? Did he have any certain powers for his followers to believe that he is a deity?
So before I answer that, he was actually talking about pain when we were talking about, people piercing their tongues and cheeks, spears and needles. He was talking about, actually, I was teaching people, I used to teach people how to bring yourself inside you.
Okay.
So somewhere down the line, they realized, which is a fact, that pain brings you inside, pain brings you inward.
Okay.
So they started using it as a tool so that they cannot think anything other than their pain, themselves, or the God, or just, but that is not the way how it was initially, he says.
I understand.
So what was the question you wanted to know, Gita? What were
did
you
he
asking?
did he perform any? No, I got the answer. I was wondering if he had performed any miracles which led people to believe that which led people to deifying him. But I understand that, by asking people to go inwards to, they could, by showing them that they could forget their pain, they could not feel the pain by going inwards. He got them habituated to doing this whenever they wanted things granted.
Yeah, so people took it as a tool, and they started doing it. So now he's talking about like how people use plant medicine like ayahuasca or even cannabis.
Yes.
So, the high can be one way to reach altered states of consciousness.
Yeah.
But that's not the only way. So, that's where it went wrong. Similarly.
Okay, I get it.
When you asked about magic, he says, Gita, I'm not a magician. I said I'm an observer.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so why is it that, again, of course, it's legend, it's Hindu mythology. Why is it that people believe that he was the son of Shiva and Shakti, if not their biological son? He was created by Shiva and accepted and generally portrayed as the son of Shiva and Shakti and the younger brother of Lord Ganesh. Is he aware of this image in the minds of people?
He is almost showing me in his journey, one of the places that he visited was the mountain where Shiva was meditating.
Was it Swami Malai? Any name for the mountain?
He's not mentioning, he's just mentioning that there was one of his one of the pit stops, Erik says, was this place there, he's actually, this is Muruga showing me a large crowd sitting and listening to Shiva as he's going by his business, talking to his followers. And I'm seeing them calling up this little boy from the crowd and almost bringing him in. And there's Parvati, there's Ganesh, and almost like, adopting a devotee or a follower into their family.
Okay,
so
an adopted child.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm not getting a biological child.
No, he's not portrayed as a biological child at all. He's only portrayed as a creation of Shiva. There are some stories, I quite forget now, but Shiva created him and Shakti accepted him as her second child. This is how the story goes. So does he play with his elder brother Ganesh in the afterlife, or did he do that while on the earth plane?
He's saying, I am a playful energy. I play with one and all. That's what I'm getting.
So is Ganesh's. Ganesh's energy is that of a child's as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So we had Ganesh, right?
Yes.
This is to clarify. See, because I fall short of words, Gita, because the visual that they give, I almost feel if I could, turn this into a movie, or I could show it to you how exactly they're showing it to me.
Yeah.
So when we channeled Ganesh, that was a younger child, or was a thought.
Yes.
So when I'm seeing Muruga, it's almost like an elder brother.
Yes.
A 10-year-old, 11-year-old boy.
All right. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so did he incarnate on the earth plane where he ran into Shiva on a mountain?
Yes, he says.
Okay, how many times?
And for some reason, he's making me feel that he's not a divine entity. He was rather a very much physical human being like Buddha or Krishna,
Is he an
sort of how the ascended masters are? Yeah.
Okay, so
that's
would
what he was coming to.
Okay, would he come under the, I don't want to use the word category, it's not respectful. So could we call him an ascended master now?
Yeah, because he's all about learning and teaching, he says.
Right. Okay, so is he one of my spirit guides? Because sometimes I've seen him come to my assistance.
Yeah, he says yes, he was nodding.
Yes, see, I knew it. Okay, all right. Is he currently incarnate on the earth plane?
You see, they're giving me something to write. No, he says not right now, but he has, that's what he has been on earth many times.
Or many times. Particularly, he's specifically glorified as the Tamil god, the god of the Tamils. So did he incarnate in Tamil Nadu specifically, or Tamil-speaking areas of the world?
He's talking about this one particular lifetime where he took birth in southern India.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting.
And
did he then have, again, legend has it that he had two wives, excuse me, Valli and Devyani. Valli and Devani. Did he, in that particular lifetime, did he really take two wives, or is it just a myth?
I was married to one, he says.
Oh, okay. What was her name?
I think, if I'm not wrong, Devyani is what he gave me.
Oh, okay. So was Valli probably the lady love of his life?
He says it was almost like a mother figure or a sister figure, but there was love, very strong bond. And he's actually, he's smiling and almost, what's with the humans giving so many names? Why there is so much? And this is Erik chiming in too.
Yeah,
it's very difficult when we restrict relationships. We always want names and
sure. Yeah,
for the human mind.
It's the popular concepts that I wanted to confirm or clarify. The popular images of him and the popular ideas of him having, because in temples all over Tamil Nadu, if not in all, most temples, he would be portrayed with the figurines, the statues of Valli on one, one side and Devyani on the other. So, you know, this is a common picture that we have of him.
Yeah.
I totally understand love is love. Yeah, and we do take on different relationships with the same people over different lifetimes. I understand that concept, but some of our viewers might not be familiar with the concept of the soul families incarnating together lifetime after lifetime.
Yes.
Okay. All right. My next question was in the Tamil legends, he's portrayed as the what do you call it? The leader of the warrior god who killed demons, who killed Rakshasas. He's actually the leader of the warriors. So why that myth? Does it have any truth to it?
So he used the term asura.
Asuras, yeah.
Asurgan, we say,
yeah.
I don't know, the monsters.
The evil ones, the Rakshasas, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He says somewhere, when the stories began to spread, the essence of, or the meaning changed. Asuras were actually learned people.
Oh.
They knew various skills, including weaponry. And they spent most of their lives in the jungles, or and they did hunting as well. So somewhere they have this whole look of uncivilized men, yeah. So then it became like they were bad.
Hence people's association of them as the bad guys because of the way the unkempt looks. Yeah. All right.
So first he's clarifying that, and he's saying yes. So that was like one part of, like, he was visiting various places. He was a voyager. So there was a time when he acquired knowledge about weaponry and the Asura lifestyle. He says he lived with, he's mentioning even cavemen, So yeah, but what was the question again? Was he like the leader of?
The leader of the Asuras or the warriors, the warring men?
He says, no, I wasn't a leader. In fact, I was most of the time I was learning and, just experiencing their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he happen to spend a lot of time atop hills? Because he's shown as wherever there are hills, and not wherever there are at least 6 famous hills in Tamil Nadu where his temples are located.
Yes, he says.
He would go there, and
he's again clarifying that it was not restricted to only southern India.
All right, Malaysia, Singapore, and rest of the world. Maybe Lemuria. Did he have a lifetime on Atlantis and Lemuria, the continents that have sunk, that are believed
yes, and many more.
Oh, interesting. Okay, another thing in this context. Some people believe that he is a Pleiadian god. I'm sure lots of us have taken birth on the Pleiades. There are, of course, all of us have to have had our origins in some stars, and Pleiades seems to be one of the commonest stars from which human beings have come. So he's known as the Pleiadian god. So I'm sure he must have had a lifetime on the Pleiades, right?
He says he spent multiple lifetimes as a Pleiadian.
Oh, okay. All right. So now when he's my spirit guide, is it as a Pleiadian spirit guide or as a regular spirit guide who comes to my aid whenever I call on him?
He says whatever you want to feel connected to.
All right. Okay. I do feel connected to him. Yes. I love him. Okay. Now, again, legend has it that he taught the meaning of the mantra Om to Shiva, at a particular hill or mountain. Again, mountain seems to be his favorite haunts. So did he really do that? Any truth to it? Did he really teach the meaning of Om to Shiva?
Okay, so this is very interesting, and this is Erik also is chiming in. It was not a word that was given to somebody or what he already knew or someone already. So how the Om is actually merely a tone, if you see so, which is a universal, it has a lot of energy and a different vibration, healing benefits as well.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm being shown. Definitely it is connected to the mountains. So you know how echo works when we speak or we scream towards the mountains or in a
from the
valley.
top of mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're actually showing me when these cavemen or these people, they're showing me the winds being blown at the mountains and the noise that it creates. So we hear a lot of noises, gushing of wind and everything. But there was this very specific tone which was created at a certain kind of wind during the nights or evenings is what I'm getting, which sounded like a long tone, like a humming.
Okay.
The humming was longer.
Okay.
So it was almost, it sounded like Om with a vibration. So it was almost like that sound, that word was given to that sound that they heard regularly. And what I'm hearing is the credit doesn't go to this one deity or one god. It was almost felt by many at the same time. And I'm asking, this is me also, I'm very curious to know. So who gave this whole Om word? Who brought this up? Erik is saying it was the collective.
Okay. Just
a
sound, universal sound.
It's almost like Erik is being funny. He's like, am I nuts? Did you hear that too? Kind of a thing happened. And, then came the word Om, and then they started meditating using those, because nature sounds, right?
Yes. It has its own vibration. Yeah. So it is a powerful mantra to meditate on.
Yes, it is.
Okay. What is so does it have any meaning at all? Because I'm sure maybe the Vedas would attribute some meaning to the sound ah and oh. The next sound is oh, and the final sound it would attribute some meanings.
They're not saying it has a certain meaning of the word in whole, but they are showing when we use it, just like how you say, when you divide it into parts, that is oo, and three tones. So we are using three different organs. Then we use it in a joint form, which leads to a vibration
of the chakras,
which is a specific frequency, which is a healing frequency, and that's how it heals our body and mind. So it's more about how it is created than what it actually means.
Okay. So when I teach meditation, I would like my students to take a nice deep breath in, breathe with their belly, and then start exhaling. As they exhale, start the sound from their Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, and then the O is at the throat chakra, and the is at the Agnya, the brow chakra. So does it help? Do these sounds resonate with the vibrations of these particular chakras?
Yes, because you're right. Like when I teach, or when you actually, if we say it right now, you would feel the starting. It's almost coming from the belly.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and then it comes to the throat, and then as if you elongate the sound, you would hear a very specific vibration and tingling if you are attuned to your third chakra. So it makes sense. This is me telling, and Erik is like, yes, you got it right.
Yes, okay.
But he also is saying one would only feel the difference if they practice it that way. It's all, it's about tuning in.
Yeah, and saying
otherwise
it right.
It's merely a word.
True, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Erik. Thank you, Muruga, for that explanation. Now, Muruga, do you know that the peacock is considered to be your vehicle? So why the association of the peacock with you? Are you aware of it? Did you have any connections with the peacock? Were you fond of any peacocks when you had a lifetime on the earth plane?
So he's talking about, is he ever portrayed in the color blue?
He is not. He's always golden. He's golden. And Muruga itself means the beautiful one.
Okay. Oh, term Muruga. Okay.
Yeah.
He's actually talking about the color blue.
I love the peacock blue color.
Yeah.
This blue.
He is actually, he says it was one of his favorite animals. He loved the peacock because for two reasons. Basically, the color made him feel it almost resembles the color from the sea, or the mixture of the night sky.
Deep blue sea.
A deeper blue, or it has like various shades. If you see the neck, then it goes down. Secondly, he says how they are attuned to the nature.
Oh yes, when they see the clouds, they start spreading their beautiful, the peacocks, the male ones, spreading their wings and dancing. Yeah.
So they're very much, most animals are, but specifically, if you talk, so that was one bird he used to observe a lot. And then he started mingling with them, almost like loving them. And so he was seen mostly, maybe initially, that's what he's showing me, with peacock, and that's how it came along.
All right, interesting. Okay, so again, I presume the reason why this weapon is associated with him is because he is considered to be a warrior, one of the, or someone who has learned his skills with the asuras. So I'm sure this is one of the weapons used in warfare, right? So is that the reason why he's usually portrayed with the veil in Tamil, or spear?
He said it was one of the most common weapon used in hunting.
Oh, to kill animals. Okay.
Cavemen.
Okay, yes.
And he's laughing. So a lot of people will not be able to digest that, because then the whole concept comes but it makes sense because he mentioned cavemen.
True. Yeah, survival purposes. Anyway, it was one of his most commonly used weapons, and naturally, if people want to deify him, they would hold that weapon also sacred or holy. Right. Okay, so I have no other questions for Muruga. Does he have any messages either for Lovely or for me or for humanity at large at this point in time?
He's actually, he's talking about perspective. And I'm asking perspective, I'm asking for more clarity. Okay, so this is what he wants people to do, anybody who is listening, whether it's somebody who worships him or not, or whoever is interested to know. He wants us to look at So it's very complex for me to explain. Let me just write it down. Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what he's showing me. Like you are looking at a rock, Gita. You are standing somewhere on the seashore or something. Okay, maybe let's make it a seashell. So you are looking at a seashell and you see the spiral, which is almost on the head.
Yeah.
The
I know
big
what
shell,
you mean. I know what you mean. I've seen them. I've seen them. I have a whole lot of conches, at home.
Yes. So you can visualize what you see now.
Yes.
Then he wants us to walk further, go towards the water, see it from behind.
Okay.
You know, the perspective changed.
I know.
He just wants people that whatever things they're dealing with, whether it's COVID, he says, look from the other side. Don't just keep looking what everybody is saying. Just for fun, try to, cross the road, go on the other side and just turn back and see.
Yeah.
Maybe you would find something interesting, he says.
Definitely. We explored this in our first interview with Source, right? The purpose of COVID. While people are fretting and fuming, we know that it has a cleansing purpose.
Yes, every disease, every disease has a reason, is a messenger, is what I've always got from spirit.
Yes. So get an objective, a bystander's point of view, just as how we do during meditation. We just observe our thoughts instead of engaging with our thoughts.
That's how we came forth.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Instead of engaging with our thoughts, we just observe them like a bystander and we just let them pass without engaging with our thoughts during meditation.
Yes.
So
yes.
this gives us...
So he is an observer and that's his message as he's going.
Okay. All right. So anything else, Muruga? So he's currently, did we hear that he's not incarnate on the earth plane or any other planets?
No, right now he's almost working like an ascended master, or you can call me a guide, he says, like he's working with you or, many other people.
Yes.
He's not about the name that is given to him. As long as the connection is there, he says.
Yeah, I have heard of people talking of taking some opiate, I forget the name and stuff like that, to be able to connect with him. And they have made that connection with him. But I never did anything of that sort. I just, I pray to him, I call to him, and I feel him. That's it. I don't have to go to those measures. So it's okay for people to genuinely feel his energy, and he would come to us, right? We don't have to necessarily go through all those procedures of having to take some, yes, now I remember, some mushrooms, some poisonous mushrooms that intoxicates, that induces altered states. Not necessary, I suppose. I would be...
Erik says, as long as it's just curiosity and you don't die.
Exactly, I wouldn't want to risk,
but Erik says you have to be back. You have to be back to write down what you saw.
True,
so as long as that
to talk about your connection. To talk about your connection, you have to be back. I know what you mean.
But you don't need that. I mean, any meditation or even the intent matters.
That's right. Okay, so Muruga, thank you so much for coming through today. I love you. You've always been with me. Thank you for that. And thank you for all the clarifications you've given me and my friends today. Thank you so much. And thank you, Erik. Thank you so much. Thank you, lovely.
Erik says, you're welcome. And the vision that Muruga showed me was almost like he was back at his voyage. He just turned back and he was walking away.
Okay.
Carrying on, yes.
Okay, that's good. All right. So, lovely, can we just